Hello, we're going to go over the 6.02 quiz. So here, number one, the chemical standard for the quantity of a mole is based on which substance? So that's carbon-12, right? They just arbitrarily picked carbon-12 and said, okay, carbon-12 at, 12 grams, we have 1 mole, which is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. So that's just the standard that we picked. We, the scientists. Question number 2 here. If you have 1 mole of each, carbon-12, oxygen-16, uranium-235, which has more atoms. So think carbon-12, right? It's just carbon, 1 atom of carbon, uranium or oxygen-16, just 1 oxygen or 1 atom of oxygen, and then uranium-235, just 1 atom of uranium. So remember those dashes are the mass number, right? Because that just differentiates the isotopes. So each of those just has 1 atom in it. So if they all have a mole, remember mole is a counting unit. So 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, they all have the exact same number of atoms, okay? They all have 1 mole, 1 atom in each one, so they all have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. All right, question number 3. Which of the following values approximately represents the number of atoms in 1 mole of gold? So again, gold, it's just AU, right? It's just 1 atom. So a mole of 1 atom would be 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. And number 4. Okay. So, whoops. So each, one second. We lost it. All right. So number 4, each molecule of hydrogen gas is made up of 2. So if you have 1 mole, right, which is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules of hydrogen, and then it says how many moles of hydrogen atoms do you have? So this is different, right? So before we just had 1 atom of gold. So if I have a dozen, let's just make it more simplified, a dozen atoms of gold, I would have 12, right? Well, if I have hydrogen, which is H2, and I had a dozen of these, how many atoms do I have? Well, a dozen is 12, so if I had 12 of these, I'd have 24. So remember, a mole is a counting unit. So if each molecule has 2 hydrogens, and you have a mole of them, or 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, you're going to multiply that 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd times 2, right? So how many moles do you have? You have 2 moles. And you could figure out how many atoms. That's what I was doing. How many atoms you would multiply by 2. Right? And then our last one. How many total atoms are in 1 mole of ammonia? Okay, so we're talking about atoms again. So look at ammonia. You have N, and you have 3 H's. So you have 4 total atoms in 1. Right? So how many total atoms in 1 mole? Well, think about it as a dozen again. If I said how many atoms are in a dozen of ammonia, well, a dozen's 12. So if you have 12 of these, you multiply 12 times 4, right? So you need to multiply 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd times 4, and then that will give you your 2.4 times 10 to the 24. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, let me know.